live. We're back with Coach Wendi. Great to have you with us. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Robby.
It's great to see you. I was commenting before the intro started. Your kitchen is so beautifully bright and great light. It's just full of energy and life, Wendi.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think it probably is because it gets used very well.
I love that. Okay, now in the chat box, everybody, let us know where are you coming from and what type of diabetes are you living with. That's what I would love for you to write in the chat box. I am coming to you from Austin, Texas. I've been living with type 1 diabetes since January 26th of 2000. So that is now 23 years. Wendi, how about you?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm coming from Southwest Michigan and I've had diabetes since 1996. I think it was April 18th is my anniversary. So I'm going to be coming up on 27 years with type 1 diabetes.
Incredible. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And maybe before we get into the recipe, which is we have a very, very exciting, fun recipe for you today. And I'm going to read some of these comments that came in. So Marla, Iowa, type 2. Welcome, Marla. Glad to have you with us. We have Cindy, Palm Springs, type 2. Great to have you with us. Excellent. Steve, High Springs, Florida. Let us know what type of diabetes or maybe a health goal. Nancy from Switzerland, type 1. Welcome. All right. We have pre-diabetes from British Columbia. Fernie, excellent. Columbus, Ohio, 1.5, A1C 6.0. I like that. Let's see. Mark. All right. Excellent. T1D. Joella, Florida, type 2. Welcome. Wonderful. Another Michiganer. Husband, type 2. Husband has type 2.
Michiganders, Robby.
Michiganders. Sorry. Thank you for correcting me, Wendy. Okay. Type blank since 2019. Charles, you got to add that number in there. We're not sure yet. Kimberly, pre-diabetes. Welcome. Okay, guys, I'm glad to have you with us. So, Wendi, I'd like you to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your story, how you got into coaching, why you're passionate about that. I just love people to just get to know you a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, I was 21 years old when I developed type 1. And when I was in the hospital for a week. I was in the ICU for 3 days because I had no idea what was going on. I did have DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis. And in my hospital room, once I finally got to the normal area, the nurse, diabetes educator that came in to see me said, learn more about diabetes than your doctor knows. And I really took that to heart. I was like, oh, that piece of information was very important. And so, I had all of a sudden, I had to inject myself. I had to test myself with a meter. And, in my past life, I had been working on becoming an opera singer. And I developed hypoglycemia. So then I had to add a stringent eating. And it just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out for me. So pardon me, but my dogs are.
No, it's okay. It's all good. We love animals here.
So then I was like, okay, what do I do? And I decided I'm going to learn about nutrition because I don't really know a whole lot about nutrition. So I decided I'm going to learn about nutrition. I'll become a dietitian. That will get me somewhere. And then I volunteered for a diabetes outpatient clinic during that time. And I really, really felt passionate about, gosh, I want to be able to help other people do well with this chronic illness. Like, how else can I help people? So I decided to become a diabetes dietitian. So I took the exam. I went through all of that. I became a diabetes educator, and with the CDCES, that's what that is. Back in name. And so for 13 years, I worked to really help people understand, like, how do they eat? How do they balance things out? But I would notice over time, the majority of people I saw were people with type 2 diabetes. And I would notice, like, year 1, maybe they weren't on any medication. Year 2, maybe they were on 2 medications. Year 5, maybe they were on 3 or 4 medications. Like, they weren't improving. And so I always looked at myself as my own experiment And I also talked to my local university. So at one point, Robby, I found one of your videos because I was looking for a video of somebody with type 1 diabetes, what a day in the life looks like. And I watched your video. It's when you had longer hair. Your hair was not like my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, how in the world is he eating so much fruit? Is that even possible? Like, this doesn't seem right. And so I thought, well, I'm going to research and look at more of your videos. And I'd also seen Cyrus, and when he had his own Mango Man kind of thing that he's doing. So I started like really researching, like, what are you doing? And I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can replicate it in my own body. And so I started doing that and found profound differences in the amount of insulin I needed. And really made a difference in how I felt in my body. I felt healthy again. I felt energetic. I didn't have any pain anymore. I could sleep throughout the night without any pain. And I thought, wow, this is really something. This really works. And so then I started working with some of my outpatient people, some of the people with type 2, and talking to them about like how to eat this way. And several of them reversed their type 2 diabetes while I saw them, which was sad because then I could no longer support them. And I thought, you know what? I want to work with Robby and Cyrus. I want to be with the source because I know that this works, and I want to be supported and be able to give people the truth, this true information. It is research based that, you can thrive with type 1 diabetes, and you can reverse pre-diabetes, and you can reverse type 2. And that's how I got here.
Wendi, your story is so powerful. And there's a few things I want to highlight here. You certainly did go and do what you were told. You know more than most endocrinologists when it comes to nutrition and diabetes care. There's no question. And not just because of your own experience and your credentials, but also, you're a certified diabetes care and education specialist, which technically even like that credential itself kind of sets you apart from most doctors who didn't even go down that path, right? So that's amazing. And so many of our coaches have done the same thing. I feel like in our team and the collective knowledge that we have as a coaching team now is like far beyond, like no more than your doctor, right? So I feel like that's really cool. And the other thing is you live with type 1 diabetes, like you understand the nuances. That's an important thing that you bring to, whether you're type 1 small group coaching programs or your privates who are insulin dependent, whether it's type 2 insulin dependent, type 1.5, type 1, you just like your experience is super valuable, but also you live the lifestyle. And that's what our entire coaching team does. Like, it's not like you're going to get on a call with a coach and they're going to be drinking a Coke and then telling you like, oh, Cokes aren't really good for your blood glucose control, which and that's funny, like, I know you're laughing, I'm laughing, but the truth is that's happening in the medical world.
Oh my
How
gosh.
many people are showing up to a doctor's appointment? I mean, again, I'm not going to name anybody's name, but my endocrinologist at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, growing up, this guy was obese. I mean, this guy was obese. Like, that's just a whole nother world. And that's happening all the time in the medical world. These are people are not healthy. They're not vibrant. They're not loving life. They're not using their kitchen the way you're using your kitchen. Yeah. And I love how best our producer is showing on the screen, our coaching team. Like, I am so proud of this team and what you guys do on a daily basis and the testimonials that we see coming in every day on our like Slack channel. It's just like the best thing ever. Yeah. So I just want to acknowledge you for that and recognize that and say thank you. And I also, before we get started with the recipe, I do want everybody to know that today Wendy's going to make an amazing recipe. We'll put the recipe on the screen. You can take a screenshot. You can take a picture with your phone, like save it and make it. We love that. But we also have an opportunity for you to get a recipe guide with dinner recipe meals. Okay. Like these are incredible. So you have to write the comment, send me the guide. Okay. So if you make a comment that says, send me the guide and you're on Facebook, okay, we will then message you. Okay. We're going to send you a direct message so you can get the guide. It's a dinner recipe challenge. Okay. So that's what send me the guide is going to get you. If you are on YouTube, you have to send us an email. That's the only way we could help in this situation. All right. So send an email. It'd be team@masteringdiabetes.org. But I just want to I want to take a moment to actually highlight something here. Let's see. Hold on a second. It's okay. I'll highlight it later. So, anyways, put it in the chat box. Say send me the guide. We'll send it to you. But in addition to that, Wendi, this recipe you're making today, could it be eaten for dinner?
Yeah, you could eat it for dinner. You'd want to eat something additional with it. You
okay,
want to
perfect.
Add beans to it. But yes.
Right. So here's what I want to hear in the comments. Send me the guide if you want the guide. But also, I just want to understand something. Do you guys struggle with dinner meals? Is that true? You got your breakfast, you got that on point. That's pretty consistent. Lunches are pretty good, but then you come home from work and it's just dinner is a challenge. If that's true, just write the letter S in the chat box. Okay. I just want to see how many people that's true for. And then also, again, if you want the guide, you have to send me the guide. All right. So I'll monitor the comments. Wendi, what are you going to make for us today?
Oh my gosh. I'm wearing my green because it is St. Patty's week, right?
Yes.
On Friday. And I am actually half Irish. I'm married to an Irish man. So I've got that. But I'm going to make a Schezwan salad. Look how beautiful this is, Robby.
So vibrant.
This is
so vibrant.
All the vegetables that are going to go in the Schezwan salad. And then I'm going to make a dressing. And then I'm also going to put some red onion and some millet in there. So let's get started. I'm going to move my camera so you can see what it is I'm doing here. I'm just going to.
Okay. So I saw a lot of S's come in the chat box. I want you to write yes millet or no millet. I want you, who's had millet before, right? I think millet is an incredible grain, which I'll have you say more about, Wendi. But I feel enough people don't have enough millet in their life. They're not eating it enough. So I'm so glad you're bringing this to us today.
You're welcome. Oh, I'm trying to cut my cabbage enough so that it will fit in my shredder. So I have a shredding blade in here in my Breville.
So okay, this is what. So Sheila says no. Joella says no. Tina says no. Steve says yes. Paula says no, I haven't had. Patrice says no. More people said no than yes. So you guys, this is a great recipe for you to try millet.
All right, let's see.
Boom.
Can I start it? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, here we go. Nope. It's good to here.
Yeah, all good. So Rebecca has had millet and quinoa. That's great. Anisha says she loves millet. Margarita says no. Okay, good. Well, again, this is why this recipe is going to be so important. And Wendi, when you get a chance, maybe you can tell us what you like about millet.
I like it. I cook it once in a while. And this recipe, you're actually eating it raw, which is a little bit different. And so it's just going to add a little bit of a crunch to the salad.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. I need a.
Yeah, sometimes, the cabbage has to be cut smaller, but look at how beautiful that purple color is.
There we go. I think this will work.
Boom. There it is. It's happening. It's happening. Amazing. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go up and see who said yes. A lot of S's. A lot of S's. Guys, if you wrote S, you better have also written send me the guide, because these dinner recipes are absolutely amazing. It's a dinner challenge. That's what the guide is. It's a dinner challenge. And we know that that's what people struggle with. So we provide you with quick, easy, amazing dinners. Okay. Caroline wants to know what the millet looks like. Yeah, you're going to see the millet momentarily once we get to that part of the recipe.
Yes. I'll show you.
Right now we're on the cabbage.
We're on the cabbage.
And you're making me like, just watching this makes me want to buy some purple cabbage, which I'm gonna do. Definitely.
I know. Look how purple this is. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful.
You have to be careful because you might, if you touch things that are white, you're probably gonna die something.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful this is. And this was like the smallest cabbage I could find. So I'm just gonna pour it. I got a bowl right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour it, and then I've got some carrots that I'm gonna shred as well. And then we'll be done shredding for today.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think we're good there.
But I just love how you use your food process to do the shredding. I think it's just you're showing us how efficient and simple it can be, because cutting it with a knife would be so much harder.
Yeah, it would just take longer. I mean, you can do things without a food processor, but I love this thing. It works so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like some stuff stuck in there. Okay, so last night I looked for my carrots, and it looks like I ate. It looks like I ate them all. So I just have these little carrots, and these are what we give our dogs.
That's so funny.
So I thought, well, I'll just shred these too. So we'll pop those in there.
Boom, just like that.
There, done.
Easy.
Okay, so we're good. We're mostly shredded.
Yep. Shredded enough. You could do. You'll do some shredding when you chew it.
Yes, that's right. Well, I'm gonna move this over here, and then I'll bring my bowl over so you can see what I'm doing. So here's our beautiful cabbage here, and then we'll put in our carrot.
Excellent.
It just brings a really pretty color. And then the next thing that we do, I just love those colors, Robbie.
So good. The purple and the orange, it's just fantastic.
You like oranges?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got some red bell peppers that I'm going to cut up. So
fantastic. And so guys, just to be clear, you can use any color bell pepper. Like don't get too stressed. I want you guys to always know you can modify recipes, right?
Yes. Oh, I mean, and that's always what I do. I'm always modifying recipes. Yeah. So I don't even have a yellow one. I have an orange and a red one. Yeah. So that's what we're going to use today. I usually just like to. So you can kind of think about when you have a salad, what do you want? What size of pieces do you want to eat? And so I usually like to cut them up just a little bit thin slices like this. You could cut them smaller if you wanted, because you basically are eating a shredded salad.
Yep.
But it's kind of nice to have some little pieces in there.
For sure. Now, Wendi, for somebody who is looking to lose weight, do you think this is a good recipe?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You think about really the majority of calories, it's all non-starchy vegetable that we're putting in here. And then the millet is the only thing that really has some carbohydrate in it.
Right.
So it's a very low calorie recipe. And then my recommendation is that you actually add some beans to it.
Yep.
So that you get a little bit more protein,
absolutely,
a little bit more calories that way.
Absolutely. So guys, if anybody here listening, if you'd like to lose weight, put W in the chat box. You want to lose weight, put W in the chat box. The guide, and the reason I bring that up, Wendi, is because this recipe, and you're right, adding beans still makes it a very good recipe for weight loss. Yeah. And so is our guide. So our guide that we are offering you guys, if you want a chance to get this free guide, it's a dinner challenge guide, right? Is full of nothing but recipes that will also help you reach your ideal body weight. And so if you want that guide, if you're new here, you just joined, send me the guide. Just write that comment, and then we will send you the guide. Okay. Now, I want people to understand, you just mentioned the core reason when you said because it's full of a bunch of non-starchy vegetables, right? So it's the principles of calorie density which help you reach your ideal body weight while being satisfied. So when you follow the Mastering Diabetes method, you eat more food by mass, by volume, in order to actually lose weight. You do not go starving, right? And also, again, we got the millet here, and you're suggesting people add the beans, right? You're also not going to be starving, right? You are not going to be like, oh, this is just rabbit food, and I'm just eating lettuce, that's why I'm losing weight. No. You're eating amazing, satisfying, delicious meals, which is exactly what you're going to get in the guide. So just send me the guide. We'll have our team direct message you. We'll get you the guide, okay? Now you're cutting up the peppers. Now, Wendi, do you ever eat that inside part of the pepper with the seeds on it?
No. Have you eaten this part?
Absolutely. So if you brush off the seeds and then it's got like a spongy flavor, it's really, really good. So try it one day.
Try it. I'm gonna have to try it.
For sure. Okay, so I saw a lot of W's in the chat box. Everybody says, send me the guide. We'll take care of you. Driti says, definitely won't be starving if we eat this way. That's fantastic. And also, I saw a couple comments earlier that Bess put it on the screen. Somebody saying how their A1C dropped. I love seeing those comments. If you're here today, you're doing the method, you read our book, you're getting results, like make the chat box the brag box. Tell us what's going on for you. Let's celebrate you. I want to hear it. It makes me very happy. So please do that. All right, Wendi, what's next?
All right, I've got some red onions. I pre-chopped these so that I would not cry.
That's hilarious. Smooth move.
So I just took one red onion and I just chopped it really well. So I'm just going to dump those right in here, and then I'll pick this up so you can kind of see. Here is everything. Ooh, I love for strong onion. So I'm just going to mix this around. And then I've got a dressing that we're going to make today.
Ooh, exciting.
That I'm excited about because everybody likes to have a good dressing, right?
Yes.
Before I do that, though, here's the millet. I just get it from a bulk section. So you can see it's like these little, it's kind of tiny little balls, basically. They have like a little bit of a crunch to them. I'm just going to measure out a half a cup here. And that's pretty much all I had left was
that's perfect. While you say that, I'm going to read Mark's comment. My A1C went from 8 down to 5.0 after switching to whole food plant-based. Thank you, Mastering Diabetes. Great work, Mark. Keep it up. Keep joining us and set some new goals. What's the next goal, man? I want to know what your next goal is. Put it in the chat box. All right, keep going. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. Let's keep growing. That is beautiful, Wendi.
Gorgeous. Okay, so let's get to the dressing. Let me move some things out of my way here. And I'm going to move my camera down so you can see what I'm doing.
A friend on YouTube wrote, I used to be pre-diabetic. My A1C is now 5.3. They said they went plant-based November of 2022. So if you want to reverse pre-diabetes, this is the path, right? And again, like guys, eating these recipes is key. If you want the guide, you got to write, send me the guide, all right? If you already wrote it once, we'll get to you. But if you haven't written that yet and you want the dinner challenge recipe guide, you got to write, send me the guide. Okay, what's next, Wendi?
Yes. So this is powdered peanut butter. You can get it organic powdered peanut butter, and this is 4 heaping tablespoons of this powder. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of a low sodium soy sauce that I'll pour right in here. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of white vinegar that I'll also pour in here. Now you just got to mix this up. So I'll just use my little spatula here and it'll mix up. You kind of want it. You can decide, like, if you really wanted this to be thinner than what I'm going to make it, you could add a little bit of water to it. But the flavor is so yummy. I actually might put a little bit of, I'm going to put a little bit of water in mine. My heaping teaspoons or tablespoons might have been just a little bit more. So you can kind of play around with the consistency, a little bit of it. But the flavor is so
this is a 2-ingredient dressing, Wendi.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're just powdered peanut butter. You've got some vinegars.
See, that's what this show's about. Simple meals, guys. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. What Wendi is showing you on the screen, and Wendy's been a frequent guest on this show, as well as many of our other guests. Like, Wendi is showing you simple recipes that she eats to maintain her healthy lifestyle and amazing health, amazing vitality, amazing blood glucose control, living with type 1 diabetes. Simple meals are where it's at. And that's why I want you to get your hands on this guide. So, send me the guide if you want more simple meals. These are particularly dinner meals because that's what most people struggle with. So just write that in the chat box.
Yeah. Dinners, I mean, if you've got a plan for dinner, that's the best way to go because usually you kind of get like a little bit of a decision fatigue by dinner.
You're exactly right.
You're too hungry or you're too tired. But if you've already had a plan, that makes all the difference.
Yes.
And you know, in helping you to wake up the next day and feeling good about yourself, right?
Correct.
All right, so then we just mix this all together and we're done.
Just like that. And then, another thing I want to talk about here, I know we're probably gonna run out of time eventually, but because I feel like I could talk about this stuff all day. I love it. Part of simple meals is understanding and embracing the value of packaged foods. So a lot of people, what many people would do next is open up a can of beans, rinse, drain, whatever, and just buy low sodium or no salt added, just a can of beans, throw it on top, and you now have a complete meal. You're ready to go. You got your calories, you have your carbohydrate energy, plus non-starchy vegetables or greens at every meal. That's key. And that's one of many key aspects of the Mastering Diabetes method, which helps you lower your A1C, lose weight, stabilize your blood glucose control, feel amazing. And that's because the greens and non-starchy vegetables are that powerful.
Yes, it's so tasty. And so you see my dog in the background.
I love it.
I'm a house full of dogs.
It's fantastic.
What I like to do is in the Instapot, I will buy beans. That's the easiest way to do it. But if I have them in the Instapot, I can make them up. It only takes maybe 20 minutes at the most.
Yep.
And then I can add some beans to this. And it's super tasty.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to try and answer questions as many questions as I can. Somebody says peanut butter, even if you're trying to lose weight. Why don't you explain what you actually put into that dressing, Wendi?
Yeah, so this is a powdered peanut butter, and powdered peanut butter has been defatted. So for that 2 tablespoons, it's only 2.5 grams of fat, compared to if you had 2 tablespoons of regular peanut butter, it's around 16 or 18 grams of fat for that. So that's the biggest difference, and that's where all the calories come from.
Correct.
So
It's
now that we
fatted peanut butter. There's no fat in this peanut butter. Okay, it's a modern day invention, and I'm telling you, like, there is no better time in history than 2023 to be eating a low fat plant based whole food diet. There are so many cool new things, amazing products, convenience, and we teach you all that, in our program and all that. But that's just one of the newer inventions.
Yes. So here's some beans. So you could do a little serving of some beans. You could have a little bit of this so you could try it out. I wish you could try this, Robby.
I know. I wish we could have like some virtual taste testing thing.
It is so tasty. I mean,
I love that. And how long will this last in the fridge?
Well, in my fridge, it probably lasts about 3 days because we eat it.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay.
Okay with a week.
Yeah, about a week. Okay, that sounds about right. I think that sounds about right. And again, that's another key thing here is you just made this, you were talking and doing all this stuff. Like, this does not take a long time. And it's a great thing that you could have in your fridge for about a week, right? So when you're smart, when you're making recipes that are designed properly, which, we do, especially in our meal guides and all that stuff, in our coaching program, we give people a meal plan, all that. But when you do things strategically, you will always have amazing leftovers that are fast and easy to eat. So this is a great, it's kind of like a side that can be added to any given meal throughout the day. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get all these beautiful colors. So you're getting all these wonderful nutrients in your diet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So this has been super fun. Again, guys, if you're just joining or you didn't make your comment yet, but if you want our dinner challenge recipe guide, you have to write "send me the guide" as a comment, and then we will get it to you. And I actually just thought on YouTube, we'll be able to get to you directly. So YouTube, Facebook, just make the comment, send me the guide, we'll get it to you. We'll reply. Okay. And we'll send you a direct message so you have it directly in your inbox, and you'll just be all set up for success. So, Wendi, this has been super fun. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, we do this live show, Simple Meals, every Wednesday. It's the same time. It's at noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So if I was you, I'd put it on your calendar, okay? I want you to do this right now. Write C in the chat box if you have this show on your calendar, or you're going to add it to your calendar right now. I want you to write C in the chat box. Like, this should be a weekly event. Come join us live and ask questions. Like, I tried to answer all the questions that came in. If there's so Susie says, what for breakfast? Let's answer that question, Wendi. What do you eat for breakfast?
Oh my gosh. This morning I had some breakfast cookies that I make.
I love it. Breakfast cookies. Cookies for breakfast. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so they're buckwheat with cacao powder and bananas. They're so yummy. You want to see what they look like?
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're really hyping up the Mastering Diabetes Method, guys. Cookies for breakfast by Coach Wendi. I mean, we might have we made that on this show yet?
No, but we can.
Okay.
Those are my breakfast cookies that I eat. They're so
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So you guys writing C in the chat box. What you're saying is it's either already on your calendar or you've added it to your calendar. Like, right now is the time. Recurring event every Wednesday, same time, same place. Don't miss a show. So I like the C's I'm seeing. LL Lewis says my A1C was 9 in 2017, and I got it down to 6. I ate veggies, fruit, nuts, chicken, did coffee enemas. I was able to eat carbs again. My blood sugar. Okay, that's a lot of things we wouldn't necessarily recommend, but I'm happy that you're eating lots of veggies, lots of fruit. Okay, that's good. And it's an illustration of how, Wendi, you don't have to do everything perfect to get results, right? So it's literally the addition, the like peer-reviewed papers are literally showing people adding just a couple servings of fruits here and there, adding servings of whole grains to their diet are seeing improvements. Like, that happens all the time. But what we do is we kind of go beyond that, Wendi, in order to really get astounding results, to really help people turn things around. And we're really about helping people completely get out of a disease state that is reversible. And a majority of these chronic conditions are reversible. So definitely prediabetes, type 2 diabetes in most cases, high blood pressure, we can turn that around. High cholesterol, we can turn that around. High triglycerides, we can turn that around. And certainly some of the less objective things like low energy, we turn that around big time. Big time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So, all right, so somebody asked the start time of the show. So put it on your calendar, guys. 1 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, okay? Every Wednesday, put it on your calendar. This has been fun. We love, because sometimes it's just me. Sometimes you have a coach here, so you're going to get your questions answered. That's why I want you guys to come back. I want you to be consistent. I want you to stay connected with us. I want you to get resources that we're going to be giving you. We have so this guide, you're going to enjoy this guide, and we got more coming, right? So we're going to have fun. And again, if you haven't written, send me the guide yet, do it now, right? And we'll get it to you. And I'm going to answer one last question. Every time I see a question, it's hard for me not to answer, just end the show. So I'm going to answer one more, then we're really going to end it, okay? Is it okay to eat dry buckwheat? That's from Rhonda. What do you think, Wendi?
Well, I usually do it as an overnight, kind of like how you can do overnight oats.
Yeah.
Because you probably want a little bit more moisture in it. But yes, you can eat it dry. So if you had a big fruit bowl, you could sprinkle a little bit of buckwheat on top of it for a little crunch. You could do that.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, excellent. So Joelle is asking about replays. Yes, these if you do miss a show, if you can't join us live, that's okay, because it's the video still lives on the Facebook page. You go to the Facebook page, you click videos, and it'll still be there. So check that out. That'd be the best place to see the replays. But live is a lot more fun, and we get to answer your questions. And I like to interact with you. I want to know who you are, where you're coming from. I love that stuff. So join us live. I'm going to end it before we end up getting a bunch more questions. All right. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. Thank you so much, Wendi. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You too. Bye, everybody.